Today, I'm going to show you how to put the Power Plenum on the FX Dreamline. I have both a bottle version here and a Dreamline with a cylinder, and I'll show you how to do it on both of them. This is an extremely simple and easy operation, so I want to make sure you guys know that you can do it yourselves. There's not any hesitation about picking one of these plenums up and upgrading your Dreamline. So let's get started. First thing to do is I'm going to shoot this in the duct seal, make sure the gun's not loaded. If it's not, we're good to go. We're going to have to remove the bottle, the barrel, and the grip here in order to be able to twist this adapter off. So first thing is the bottle. This has a pin valve in it, and so you can unscrew it while it's under pressure. Once that's off, I take a look here. Now the regulator gauge shows that it's empty also. If this were still pressurized, I'd have to dry fire it once to clear that air out, but it's not, so we're good to go. Let's take a 4mm Allen wrench and remove this screw and this screw. A 5mm Allen wrench to remove the grip. And then a 3mm Allen wrench to remove this screw behind the grip and underneath the grip. Now I can take this off, and with my 3mm Allen wrench, I now loosen up the barrel. So I can access the two barrel points right through here. If you have a scope on the gun, you'll have to take it off, but I've got the red dot on here, so I don't have to worry about that. Now I like to back these off a good amount just so I don't have to worry about clipping the O-rings when I pull the barrel off. Now at this point, this adapter just unscrews really easily. So I can take my Power Plenum and just set it on and screw it on. It doesn't have any area to grip, and that's fine because you don't need to push this on really tightly. Just hand tight is absolutely fine. And then I can screw on this adapter here. Again, I'm just going to get it in, hand tight, and line it up, pretty much that way. Now let's go ahead and leave that off, and we'll put the gun back together. We'll just do everything in reverse. Put in the barrels now. You know that we've got a little notch here, so we can always tell when the barrel's seated properly. So that's in place there, and I just tighten that up. And you don't need to go really tight on these, just snug them up. And then back with the base, the trigger guard here. Then I can snug it up a bit here. And replace the hand guard. Again, the 5mm Allen wrench here. Once this thing's under pressure, it locks up and is tight. So if I want to make sure that's straight, I do it before I put on the bottle, and then I pay attention to keep it straight as I'm screwing on the bottle. It's aesthetics really, just keep everything lined up and looking nice, but that's the way to do it. And now you're ready to go. If we want to do a gun with a cylinder on it, this process is a little simpler, but it's different, and there's a couple of other steps. So it's simpler because I don't have an adapter that I need to take the gun apart to get to. But I do have to degas the cylinder here. So I take an 11mm Allen wrench, and it's really tight in there. So even on kind of a skinny wrench like this, I had to grind that down to get it to fit, but that's what you have to do. And now, this can be loud. You can see I'm wearing ear protection. I've taken to that because high pressure air can be loud. So just take that and turn it about a quarter turn. Okay, so just a quarter turn, that'll let it degas. Fill it, there's no pressure there. The gauge reads 0, and the regular gauge reads 0 also, so I don't need to dry fire the gun to clear that out. If this showed pressure, then again, just cock it and fire it, and you'll be ready to go. So at this point, it's pretty easy to just unscrew this cylinder. See, I don't need to remove the barrel. I don't need to remove the trigger guard. It makes it, a lot more streamlined. Done. Okay. And now I'm going to move this barrel support up just to give me some more room here. Put on the plenum, hand tight here. Get that seated. Let's just pull that all the way up here. It's, you don't really have, it's not easy to cross thread it, so they're actually really nice threads. But you want to be careful. If you feel any resistance, stop, back it off, turn it a little bit counterclockwise till you feel it settle, and try it again. You never want to force any threads. Okay, so that's on there. Just hand tight, as you see. Tighten up the gauge here. Don't need to crank on it. I can move my barrel support back down. Now I just pop the cap back on, fill it up, pressurize the tank again, and you're ready to go. You can see that this really is a simple, easy modification upgrade that any of you can do. And the parts are cheap. You just plug it in, you get a boost in power, and then it gives you more range of adjustability with your gun, so you have a lot more flexibility there. So I hope that you've enjoyed this. Stay tuned for more essentials.